Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Beefo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good evening, everybody. We're back again for a nightcap of a twin bill on a Wednesday on the Lunchbox. And my goodness, look at this backdrop. It looks like we have a green screen.
This is a real picture, by the way.
This
people.
is beautiful.
You're going to think we've moved to Charleston or Savannah or sitting on the bayou watching the tugboats go by. This is South Florida.
We've got Lubie on the soundboard. We've got me getting us loaded up onto the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. And besides me, I have noted local restaurateur, entrepreneur Steve Dapuzzo at his latest and greatest project, the House on the River in downtown Fort Lauderdale, right on the beautiful new river. And as Lubie said, I'm looking out at a beautiful, pristine, not quite winter. It's late fall evening where the weather is beautiful. I see boats going by. I see walkers and pedestrians and bikers going by. And you're sitting next to me with this beautiful backdrop, which is your restaurant.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Steve. It's been a while.
Thank you. Such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and this is just popping. I'm just marveling. It is not a green screen. It is reality, and it's great lighting. We're going to get a nice happy hour edition in. We've got drinks in front of us. Yeah. Can you tell, the last time we saw you, we were at Sistrunk Marketplace, which is one of your many holdings. Now you also have a food hall in Hollywood.
Block 40, yeah.
Block 40 Food Hall. Go check it out. I'm remiss. I still haven't been there, but I've been here several times because I now live in the neighborhood across the river in Rio Vista, and I take weekend walks here with my lovely girlfriend Val, and we come strolling by here. And a few months ago, we said, wow, this looks like a really nice place for a brunch. So we took a pit stop. We came in here. We had a great brunch.
Good to hear.
And there's a lot more cooking here. Can you just tell us a little about the backstory, the history, where it's been and where it's going?
Sure. These are the historic Bryan homes. It was two brothers, Reed and Tom, that had two homes built side by side on the river back in the early 1900s, almost 120 years ago. Wow. And they were true entrepreneur spirits. They came down on the railway with Henry Flagler, and their father stopped here.
See the train tracks right there.
The tracks are just steps away.
Bright line just went past. Yeah. Didn't run anybody over.
Exactly. Not today. Not today. We got a good day. And they used the river to bring their farmed goods down to the market here. So it was historic in the sense of they're considered one of the first families of South Florida. They were here before it was even called Fort Lauderdale. It was just really? Broward.
Yeah.
Oh, it was called Broward. Okay.
And they have the Stranahan houses down the further way, and that was like a central, I don't know what you call it.
The trading post. Post office, stuff like that. And then there's the inn next door. So the family settled here, and they kind of built an empire. The two brothers were movers and shakers, and they really built something special here over the years. Since then, the city acquired the property back in the 80s, and they took the two homes and joined them.
And I remember when I first came here in 1989 as a young cub reporter, 23 years old. Don't do the math.
12. You were 12.
I was 12.
You were
just
ahead of your
bar
time.
mitzvahed.
Ahead of your time.
No, but I remember this used to be known as the River House.
Correct.
And it was a very upscale restaurant, really well regarded. Well run, and then things happened, and then it kind of
started as a chart house, and then it was the River House, and the whole area kind of went through a little transition, and it went a little blighted. And then post COVID, it had just sat empty, and it was kind of falling apart a little bit.
So he took it over. You got involved.
Yeah, we got involved. Yeah, and we
wasn't it a vegan restaurant for a half a minute? And that wasn't yours though.
No,
right.
That
was somebody else.
Yep.
and then you came in and saved the day.
We
and-
came in. It was having some economic issues.
yes.
And we were able to work with the bankruptcy court and get it out of bankruptcy. And when we got into it, it's such a nostalgic property.
It's gorgeous.
You sit
inside.
here.
No,
Yeah.
this is fantastic.
It's almost like a throwback in time to some degree,
Yes.
but yet you see
100%.
modern day yachts passing just inches
and all
away
these
from
new
us.
high rises and
Yeah.
buildings and residences, which
Yeah.
now people look, this is a little bit of a challenging location in that you don't have any road front
Access.
Correct.
access.
That's
You're
correct.
along a walking path and a river, but
We're
people
steps from
know about it.
downtown. The
Yeah.
Performing Arts Center is just a
You're
30-second
in the middle
walk
of downtown.
right here. So there is some parking there. And people always like, oh, where are the parking lots? And there are a couple city lots here and the street parking. Everyone asks where our parking is, and I just use the saying of 125 years ago, they really weren't concerned with parking.
Well, the thing is, there is on-street parking. I parked at this
There
time of
is.
day. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
The Museum of Science and Discovery is just to our north.
Yep.
There is a municipal garage a few blocks away. It's not that
No,
big
no,
of a
And
walk.
there's over 50 spots right on our block, so it's a nice spot to be.
Yeah.
Setting that aside, it's one of the few restaurants you can get to by car,
Yep.
walk,
Or both.
boat. We have over 300 linear feet of boat dockage here.
Oh, wow.
That's free, and it wraps right around to the Performing Arts Center.
Wait a second. Do you say people can pull up to this
You can pull up
dockage?
right there.
So wait, not to compare you to any place that I don't like up in Pompano that begins with the letter H that has beautiful dockage but doesn't let any boaters pull up anymore.
Yeah,
You're in the
yes.
yes business.
We're in the
This-
yes business.
this
Yes,
is it.
we are.
That's
We actually welcome it and foster it.
Yeah.
It's a great spot on the river to pull over and grab a bite to eat.
right. And for those who don't know exactly where it is, okay, so we're on the north bank of the New River. We're kind of wedged between where the railroad tracks are and where the Performing Arts Center is. It's that
Correct.
stretch of
Yep.
Riverwalk.
Yep.
Just to the north of us is Hamarshi Boulevard, and there's all
Bright
kinds
Line is a
of
block away.
Bright Line is
Yep.
a block
Well,
away.
someone who spent a lot of time in downtown Fort Lauderdale, Capone's is literally at the end of the road.
Right, and
That
we have
is a
our friend
marker.
Pizza
Steve
Craft
laughs.
is around the
Yes.
corner. Our
There's
friend
this is
Mark.
a hub of downtown
Mark
Fort
has
Lauderdale.
great
my
pizza
whole-
there.
That is good
Yep.
pizza. I'm looking out across a place called Pirate Republic. So that's the landmark. But this is a little bit more elegant, a little bit more upscale. And what, Lubie and Phil Morrow from the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, who we're involved with, and you're also taking part
Good
of that.
friends. Good friends.
He just compared to, it's like sitting out here on the veranda. It's like being in Charleston or Savannah
It
or
feels like
some.
you're in the South and you're on vacation. Like that's literally so many times people and my wife talks about this all the time, and she's in marketing, and she said, and you see that this a lot with shopping now. You see everything can happen from your home, right? To get people to get up, go out, it's got to be an experience.
Yes.
And as I parked, I just started laughing to myself because my wife and I have been looking at the menu since Mike talked about us coming out here. And I had to call her. I'm like, babe, this is like, and I when I find something that's hers, I'm like, this is a babe place. Like it literally feels like Savannah and Charleston came together
Right.
and brought you the house on the
Had a
river.
baby. They had a little house on the
Like, it
river.
really does. Like it feels like you're not in South Florida and you've escaped into a
It's a
getaway.
little oasis on the river.
Yeah.
It really is.
And
it's,
now
it's tranquil.
it's
Yes, that's a
tranquil.
perfect word.
It's
for
peaceful, and most of all, it is now pleasant
yeah,
outside.
with this
and you
weather.
got to make hay when the sun is shining, or in this case, when the temperature and humidity are below
exactly.
90.
And we're
and-
forgetting the summer pain. Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the summer, this is one of those things, but you also have a gorgeous space
Inside,
indoors,
yes.
air conditioned.
It's over 8,000 square feet.
Oh, there's so many little nooks and crannies
Yeah,
in there. I
it's,
remember walking
over
around.
14 different dining areas from
Yeah.
rooms for two. We have the swing room, which has two swings in it that are hung from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Which is a popular room. Very popular.
It sounds perfect for South Florida. Now, there's a lot of think of the old trapeze
Yeah.
days, but that's
Different swing.
back
Different
in my
Yes.
that's my news days.
Sure.
The layout here is so great, and you are doing so many different things with this space. Now, I'll give the quick rundown. I mean, you've got the happy hour. You're open Wednesday through Sunday. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, the happy hours now go from what, 4 to 7?
4 to 7. Yep.
Is that
Yep.
just Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Correct. Weekday.
Okay, weekdays. But wait, there's more. You have the weekend brunches, right? Saturday and
Yes.
Sunday,
Yes, we do.
both
We
brunch
do.
service, and that's where you could have your mimosas and all that. But
We
now
do
you
our
have
brunch boards, which is fun
brunch
on
boards.
That.
I've seen a lot of those
Mhm.
go out when I've been here for brunch a couple of times, and then you also now have a Veuve Clicquot, like brunch, lunch. What's going on with that?
So, the house kind of lends itself to having these experiences. It's about hospitality.
Yes.
And
Yep.
and we sit
I'll drink
down,
to that with my
drink to that.
beautiful
Yes,
gin
yes,
drink. Yes.
your drink. It's about hospitality, and it's about doing stuff that makes you get out and really embrace the house. So we do two cool things. The first thing is our high tea. So we do a high tea, and if for those that know, high tea means you're sitting at a high table versus low tea,
Right. You're not
which is a
getting.
coffee table.
You're not going to the marijuana
Different kind of high.
dispensary.
No,
Yes,
Right.
different kind of high.
This is the
It's
British
very high.
term.
table. The
high
table
tea.
is the
I think
table is high.
It used to be royalty or royal
Yes,
high tea.
yes.
I spent some time in London, and I used to love going to some of those
Yes.
hotels that serve, and it's a mid-afternoon kind of
Correct.
snack and ceremony.
And
Well,
we do that Friday and Saturday. You start around 12:30, 1 o'clock is the first reservation. We go to 2:30, and we use the upper porch on the house overlooking the river.
Oh, nice.
And we have these beautiful tiered displays of just all little pastries and finger sandwiches.
Do you do cucumber sandwiches?
We do.
That's
We
like the
do.
proper
Okay, my
British.
wife
Yes.
wanted me to ask this because she is literally a huge fan of tea. And when again we were going through the website, going through the Instagram, she's like, "Oh my god, they do tea! Oh my god, they do high tea!" She's like, "Ask him if they do the proper high tea." I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean?" She's like, "Ask him this question." So, what is the scone situation? She wants to know, and
Yes.
she said the way you answer that would show us what it is. I'm like, I think just coming out here will show you what it is. My
Well,
love.
I should have brought a pastry chef. We have a
Okay.
French trained pastry
geez,
chef
wow,
that
that's
comes in every Friday, Saturday.
And they have a little patisserie bakery next
Wow.
door where they sell for people who are on their
Croissants.
strolls and they want to
Yes.
ruin their morning exercise.
well, you got to exercise to put it
you want
back
to
on.
enhance your
Yes.
morning.
Yes,
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 that's the wording.
Not ruin, enhanced.
So,
Sorry.
so Shirley comes in and prepares these amazing 3-tier displays
Wow.
with all traditional finger sandwiches and scones and the
Fantastic.
butters and all the
Butters
great
and
stuff.
jams.
It's all that
Are there
fun stuff.
Is there strawberry and cream?
The cream, there's like a cream or
It's
something.
a whole ensemble of
It's not just
things.
cream, Lubie. It's clotted cream.
That's what she said.
Yes.
So, babe, Shirley, it passes your test.
It's all
It will
here.
pass your test.
It's legit, as the kids say.
It is legit. It's legit.
And
And then we have obviously over 14 different organic teas.
Oh my
So,
God.
but it's all about being social. It's not stuffy and boring. It's about having a good time.
Yeah.
Experiencing some time with friends, loved ones, whatever it is.
Now-
and they sell out quite often.
okay, and then
Oh, really?
And then
okay, well, how does that work then?
You go on the
Reservation-wise?
website. Yeah, you make a reservation. And,
are you on Open Table?
We
Is
are
it-
on Open Table.
Okay, so you
and
could
as
hit-
well as our website, thehouseontheriver.com. So it really lends itself to a different type of social experience. So that led us to that's refined, and then we
Yes,
talk
yes.
about a different version of refined,
which is a little bit rowdier.
the Veuve Clicquot brunch.
Yeah, tell me
Really?
about this because I passed by it as it was getting set up, and it's great. You got all those kind of Veuve orange
Yeah.
tents and canopies
Oh, it's awesome. So
right next door to us here to our right.
in doing getting the house going is we're always looking for different stuff. So we do chef dinners, but I came across in California a Veuve Clicquot brunch,
Mhm.
and it was all themed out with Veuve Clicquot, and we decided to put our spin on it using Chef Aiden's creations from the Veuve burger, which comes in the cutest little burger box,
Okay.
to steak frites. So you could come for a
wow.
salad, you could come for a big meal, but the brunch starts every Saturday and Sunday at 12 p.m.
12 p.m.
Yep,
Okay. Is it
and-
a group thing? I mean, like people can come as a
You come for
twosome,
2, you could come with a party of 10.
because it seems like everybody's sitting around and it feels
So we
like
created an area
yeah,
that's just Vouved out.
right.
So you have the umbrellas,
It
and you
feels like the
Oh,
have bird
Party
wow.
cages,
City.
the orange bird cages, and
It
and
feels
the
like a great
bottles.
place for a bachelorette party.
I was just gonna say that.
It feels like
it's the great place for a birthday, day drinking.
Yeah.
It's just nice. It really is.
It feels like
That's where Steve-
when you go to Nashville, these days, and there's all these bachelorette parties, and they're on that back of the pickup trucks, and they're all getting.
yeah,
What,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
just like that without the pickup truck and a
little
little
classier,
bit
yeah,
classier.
classier, yeah.
Actually, a lot
Yeah,
classier.
with
But
the Veuve Clicquot, it's gotta
yeah.
be at least a little classy.
It is. But we run specials on it. It's not about being pretentious in any way, shape, or
Interesting.
form. So we actually discount the bottles for the brunch.
Okay,
wow.
so you sell it by the. It's not like a set
You could do it
price
by the
that
glass.
includes.
No.
That includes.
No, you could come and have a burger and a salad, or you could have salmon and oysters.
Yeah.
Whatever you're in the mood for that day. It's meant to be casual.
All right, and let's not forget dinner service. You have dinner service
Of
too.
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wednesday through
Yeah.
Sunday as
It's
well.
important that the VU brunch is sold out until February.
You're kidding
Yeah,
me.
we're on a wait list for
Oh,
the
really?
experience. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Well,
because we only do 60 to 80 seats
Okay,
each day.
so this has gotten very popular very
yeah,
fast.
and we
When
don't
did
rush you off the table.
When
Oh,
did
you
you
don't?
start it?
No,
Oh,
no.
wow.
We started about a month ago.
Oh wow!
And they're already booked through
Buzz.
There's a
word of
wait
mouth.
list. There's a wait list.
That's great
You have
because
to put your name on the wait list, and then reservations are released. And once you get on the wait list, you get priority reservations in the future once you
Yes.
come and attend.
oh,
So
that's
it's great.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I'm glad to hear that
That's
it is
amazing.
popular and loaded up until
It's
February.
special. It's special.
But there are many other opportunities for you to get in here and enjoy what the House on the River has to offer. And that's why I'm really glad that I ran into you at Cafe Seville at our
Yes.
friend Joey's the other month. And
Killer food.
and
Oh,
yeah,
favorite.
Joey's the best.
Yeah.
And we could kind of have this partnership now where you're coming on board as an official Lunchbox sponsor.
Oh,
We
yeah.
appreciate that. And because I really think getting the word out to the food loving community, the people in the Let's Eat South Florida group, and people who are now following us on the Lunchbox daily and weekdays, and we have so much fun going around and really spotlighting these newer places that are really sprouting on the scene and making Fort Lauderdale the dynamic culinary and hospitality
It's
city that it
evolving
is. Yeah.
incredibly.
Yeah.
And we're locals, and we really only market to locals.
Yeah.
So and everything we do, we try to gear it towards our surrounding community.
You know why that's smart, Steve? You know why.
Because I won't be alone in the summer.
Exactly. When you get
Yeah.
loyalty from locals,
There's
they
no
tend to
season.
live here the whole year,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
come back even when it gets a little more.
I was
let's
just
say-
thinking because I'm not talking about nationally, but even nationally, I could see that. But like Miami, West Palm, there's not a lot of places like this. So
Right.
definitely locals. As someone who's born and raised in Sunrise in downtown Fort Lauderdale, is literally where I spent my going out era from high school through college. I know spending a lot of time in Miami and West Palm, I could also see that being quote unquote local as well.
It's nice. The house was for locals. The brothers were true locals. And to keep up that tradition and having all these rooms. So if you're a party of 6 or 8 or 10 and want to have a get together, we have these amazing rooms in the house.
Yeah.
So you could have this whole experience. You could eat family style.
Right.
It's really somewhere to go. And
Are you doing a lot of
gather.
holiday party bookings in those rooms?
We're all booked up.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's
we're all
even
booked
more.
up. Yeah, it's great.
Well, I mean, it's great to hear it that
It's
the
great,
place
yeah.
is basically selling itself. And it's like one of those things that because there's a connection through the years from when it was Chart House and when it was River House. And
People come in and they say, I got married here and I
Oh, wow.
celebrated birthdays here. You're going back 20 something years.
And that's great when you can
It's a
tap
history.
into that past, feel good nostalgia,
Yeah.
but then combine it with going forward where you've refurbished it and putting it into the future with all
Yes.
these modern
It's definitely,
touches.
our thing is, like you're saying, a little more modern touches. We want it to be less formal, though.
Yeah.
We have,
Interesting.
again, you could come here for a fillet or you could come here for a burger.
When you're
Right.
doing
And
happy
that's,
hour, I mean,
that's what it's about. And it's about,
and you get that because you've run so
Yes.
many different types of restaurants around
Yes.
town. And we'll go through the whole list in a second, but you're also used to
Yes.
these kind of outdoor settings. Not to bring up a sore spot, but
it's not sore.
you had that spot on in the Birch Park,
Park and Ocean.
Park and Ocean
Yeah.
that the state just ripped away. Like it. A lot of people were upset when that happened.
It was up for bid. It's an open bid process, and they don't prioritize your track record.
right.
We made our mark in that park, and we had such great local support. And there too, we never marketed only to locals.
Right. And a lot of people found it, discovered it,
Yep.
loved it.
Yep.
Now that you're no longer involved with that,
It's not the same.
well, that's what I've heard. I haven't been back. Not that I use the word boycott. I just have had no reason to go back there because I thought, you got a raw
company
deal.
in Kansas owns it.
You got a raw deal from.
The Florida
I don't
money's
want to
going
make
to
any
Kansas.
accusation. When it comes to state bids and things like
Yeah.
that, things can happen. But meanwhile,
Yes.
you've again, when one door closes, another door
That's
opens,
right.
and you shift right over here.
And this property is spectacular.
Is it a lease with the city still, or how is that?
Yeah, we have a very long lease with the city.
Okay, and you have good relations with them.
We have
and
great relations. Dealing with them has been nothing but a pleasure.
nice to be appreciated.
Yes,
And having your track record recognized
their
and
whole
rewarded.
yes, their whole office, the business office, has been incredible.
Yep.
And we're here for decades.
That's great.
We have
Hey,
decades.
a quick interlude. Speaking
Sure.
of having a track record rewarded, I got to give a special shout
Yeah,
out
we
and
definitely do.
congratulations to a longtime friend, colleague, and she was my boss for a while, but Gretchen Day Bryant, who is also one of the co-founders and admins of the Let's Eat South Florida group.
She's been a guest on
Today,
the Lunchbox.
She's been a guest on the Lunchbox, but today she was named as the executive editor of the Sun Sentinel newspaper.
That's fantastic.
It is the top editorial job at the paper. I'm really, really happy for Gretchen. I had a chance to speak to her just as she got the news as it became public. I called her about something else this morning and finally got a chance to talk to her. And she said, "Did you hear the news?" I was like, "No, what about that awful stuff in New York?" He goes, "No, I just been named executive editor." And I was like, "Congratulations, Mazel Tov, well deserved." She's one of the not just finest journalists, compassionate, caring, great line editor, but also a great human being. One of the best bosses, managers. Like, just if you needed something, if something was going on in your personal life. So I'm just so pleased for Gretchen. I'm also shocked because I thought she was going to be maybe retiring soon, but nope, she's going to go
Hold her
up the
back in.
ladder. And again, kudos, congrats to Gretchen Day Bryant. Means I might be doing more admin duty. That's bad news for all
Yay
you,
for all you Let's
all you
Eaters.
Let's Eat people who don't like my snarky tone when you start nitpicking about every little thing. Oh, there was a fly that landed on my plate as I ate outside. You're eating outside.
You can't blame them for outside.
Uh,
Oh my god.
But anyway, so again, congrats, Gretchen Day Bryant. I think we should take our first break and then we'll
Okay.
maybe come back and talk about some of the drinks and some of the
Definitely.
happy
People are
hour
asking about the
food.
drinks, so I'm trying to
Yeah, we're gonna
name them
Yeah.
the correct
we'll
names.
get there. We have time. That's the nice part of these. What do you call it? A vlogcast,
It's a
a
vlog.
podcast,
A podcast, a
it's-
vlog.
we've
it's a
got
whole,
video.
We got all of it going on.
We've got it all. The last time you saw us, we were like set up. It was COVID. We were talking with
Radio.
walkie-talkies across
That's
the
right.
room.
That's right.
There was no video. This is now like a
Stepped up our
legitimate
game.
operation
Without a green screen.
without a
No
green
green
screen.
screen.
We don't need it.
You
It really
think
doesn't
is.
look. I'm telling you, people, this is a real place in South Florida.
Yeah. And it's fantastic.
You know already, obviously, if everything's booked up, so we aren't telling you for the first time, but like you look at this and it's like, okay, I've been born and raised here, and I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like this.
It's awesome.
awesome.
And also, if you're going to a performance at the
For
the
sure.
Performing Arts Center
Yeah.
after
They
before
have
a
happy
show,
hour, like I can't wait.
matinee, come after a matinee, get some dinner. It's all good. And before we go to the first break, you are also aligned with the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival.
Yes.
It's coming up next month. You're going to be taking part in some events.
Yeah,
yes?
we're going to be at the Grand Tasting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
it's
we're
all
looking forward
good.
to. We did it last year. It was phenomenal, and
Yeah.
we're so
Yeah,
looking
what a
forward
blast.
to it
And
again.
Phil and Kate have done such a good job also growing that, and it's the right size. All the events,
Everything
people,
about it is perfect.
it's perfect. It really is,
Yeah, it really is.
showcasing, and it's growing along with the area's food scene. Go online to vlfoodwine.com to get your tickets today for the festival. It's going to be taking place the week of January 13th through 19th. And once you go onto vlfoodwine.com, you'll see all the events listed, the intimate dinners around town. A lot of them are selling out, so go on there fast. And of course, there's the 5 big signature events. Wednesday night cocktail competition, Thursday night Asian themed walk and roll event that takes place right around the corner here in Amarshi. Then we've got the Friday night barbecue battle. Well, first time going to be outdoors in a live fire setting so that the competitors can actually smoke their meats all day long. Saturday grand tasting where the House on the River and other Dapuzzo properties will be taking part.
Yes.
That's on Saturday, January 18th. And finally, a first-time ticketed Sunday brunch event. That concludes the Big 5. And if you use the promo code Lunchbox to get those tickets, when you get them, you get an extra 15% off the already low purchase price. So reward the food lover in your
Yes,
world
what a
with a
gift.
great stocking stuffer. The Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Go online, vlfoodwine.com right now. All right, Lubie, let's
Yes,
take
sir.
that first break. We'll talk about drinks. We might have a couple of noshes,
Yeah.
and
definitely a little
we'll
snack.
find out more about what's happening in Steve Dapuzzo's never-ending, always expanding restaurant and hospitality empire after these words. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa d'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa d'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information. All right, we're back on a late happy hour edition of the Lunchbox from House on the River, or is it The House
It's
on
the house.
The
on
house.
The river.
There's
The
two
house,
The
the
house.
house on the river.
The House. It's like the University
Yes, of Miami.
of Miami.
Yes,
The
Ohio
House
University, yes.
on the river being the new river, Fort Lauderdale, downtown.
Yeah.
Steve Dapuzzo.
Yeah.
And happy hour means libations. And look at these
Yes.
colorful assortment of drinks
Unbelievable.
that we have
So
in
do
front
you know?
of us. What do we
They
got?
told me the names and I already forgot. I'm
Fly
not
like a
gonna lie.
butterfly.
Okay.
So that's got gin, blueberry, lemon, and a little tonic. In it.
I love a good gin drink.
It's
makes
a
me think
juice.
of-
It's like a fruit juice.
There you go.
There it goes. Very nice. And it's got what is that? A hibiscus flower on
Yes,
top?
It's got
Yes.
a little edible flower.
I'm
on
not a
it.
botanist. All I
You're
know
not
is
a
it looks purple, and if it's floating,
delicious.
it's probably edible. What's the one in the
That's our
middle?
watermelon mule. So it's fresh watermelon juice, a little
Okay.
tequila, fresh lime, and ginger beer.
Nice. I love ginger beer. You usually see that in the Moscow Mule. But
Yeah.
with the tequila is a nice different.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
refreshing. All the drinks are meant to be a little refreshing.
Lubie, did
on a
you want to
day.
partake in that?
You're a
I've already
tequila
tried
guy.
this one.
Try
Oh, you
that
have
one.
that
I tried
one.
this
All right,
as
because
well.
you know
Try that
me and tequila, we don't have the best of
I am
relationships.
open to all alcohol.
But,
I'm
okay.
open-minded.
And then the
Open-
one that Lubie already took a sip of was that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's good.
yeah.
Wow,
okay.
that is refreshing. You're right.
And this one is, I'm sorry, the
That one was the Paradise.
Yes.
So it's blonde rum, coconut cream, pineapple juice, a splash of OJ, and a little bit of nutmeg.
Yeah, this one's
nice. Oh,
delicious.
that's good
This one's
too.
delicious.
Okay, he's thumbs up to
I'm all
all
over
three
the place.
drinks.
I'm
of
enjoying
course-
happy hour here
It's
at
happy.
the house.
Happy
And so you
hour.
have special happy hour pricing
Yeah,
on
we
these
have
drinks?
cocktails.
Yeah.
$6-7 cocktails,
nice.
$5 glasses of wine, $4 beers.
And 4 to 7 again, or what's the hours?
4 to 7.
4 to 7,
yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yes.
Come on out here. It's really lovely. And with the holidays here, good time to take a stroll up and down the river. Boat parade's coming up. What do you got? That they don't come down here, do they? No.
They officially no, but this is where the Grand Master's boat leaves from our dock.
Oh,
here.
wow.
Who is
So-
the marshal this year? The Grand Marshal?
I
don't even know.
recall.
I don't even know.
I did know.
Yeah.
It's the show's amazing. So a lot of boats come downriver.
Yep.
So we are sold out for the day because people still get to
Yeah,
see a lot of the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
It's not everything, so we don't advertise it that way, but it's a cool place to hang out.
Yeah.
And the Grand Marshal leaves right from here.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm curious. You're doing a little check on this Grand Marshal?
I don't know. I don't know if
Oh, I
Lubie.
can't. Yeah, Grand Marshal.
It's going to be
I was
Saturday,
told-
December 14th is the boat parade, Winterfest Hard Rock Boat Parade.
Which is awesome.
And have you ever sat and taken part on a boat? I understand
No,
it's like
I want to.
no, I don't
You
think you
don't?
do. I've heard that it's like being trapped in
I heard
purgatory.
it sucks because you're there
because
all day.
You have to, assemble
Ah.
and sit there and then go at a snail's pace, and then you're surrounded by people who are getting progressively drunker and drunker
Yep,
with
I've
no
heard it's-
escape
it's a mess.
except jumping into the intracoastal. I've heard from people who've done it that it's nice to do it one time, but it's much better to be perched on dry land.
I've always enjoyed it from dry land looking out.
Yeah.
Good food, usually good people you put around you, and it's a good time.
I'm a New York Jew. I'm a land-loving Jew. I don't like to be anywhere where there's a lot of waves and
I
get
forget with
seasick.
two boys from Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
That's Mayo.
It's a boozo,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, let's talk a little bit about the other things going on in your world.
Sure.
The other one, of course, the newest project is the Hollywood Block 40 food hall.
It's the sister property to Sistrunk Marketplace. Similar concept of having 8 to 10 different concepts under one roof. And we opened in Hollywood, just off of Young Circle and Hollywood
it's in
Boulevard.
that historically designated building. It used to be
the Great
called-
Southern Hotel.
Great Southern Hotel. I remember when I was a news columnist being at city commission meetings that would go on till 3 a.m.
It was a
where
big debate.
people were like
Big
saying, you
debate.
can't tear down this building. And then it was like, we
Yes.
must save the facade. And now
They saved the facade, sort of.
Right.
They replicated it because when they got into it, the facade wasn't very safe.
Right. It was
So-
a crumbling structure.
So it's a perfect replica of the facade, but inside is a modern food hall.
Yeah, and I've got to get in there.
We gotta get
Obviously,
you
I
there.
do a lot of eating, but you were telling me there's some really good vendors in there, particularly what is it, Asian?
We have Von Asian. He's a private chef, and he has his twist on Jamaican
Mm-hmm.
fare, which is just incredible. You can get everything in there.
Yeah.
We have donut cream with the donuts with all the fun toppings
Oh,
on it.
wow, that's
Hollywood Creamery. He's churning fresh ice cream right
I
there
didn't
in the
know there's an
place.
ice cream. Oh, look, we got
Yeah.
some
We
happy hour
got
bites
some happy
dropping
hour
in. Yeah,
coming.
feel
Yes.
free. Come say
Sure.
hello to the Lunchbox audience. This is
Yeah.
the evening happy hour edition. We're doing a late duty today, but it's not work. We're sitting here going to be noshing on some good bites.
Yeah.
But to wrap up the Block 40,
Sure.
people, it opened up how long ago?
We
Batman?
opened in the middle of summer. So we opened June,
Okay.
and we kind of got our feet settled in off Hollywood Boulevard there, and giving everyone a different type of experience. Full bar, a brew bar with all 100 different beers and 10 different food concepts. Mexican and fried
Is
chicken.
there any pizza or pasta?
There's
or
pizza
Italian?
coming out. There's great pasta from Del Moro's Pasta. He
Oh,
makes
right,
it.
Del Moro's is
he
a place
makes it
that's up in Del
Del
Rey.
Rey,
And
correct.
I've heard nothing but good
They
things
do a
about
great job. They make it
Oh.
right there in front of you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I
In that
take
case,
some
I'm
fresh
gonna be there
pasta home
tomorrow.
with me. You'll be there
I'll
tomorrow?
be on the way back from Gulfstream on Friday because Del Moro's, I've been meaning to get in. Our friend Destiny, who's a great publicist, she was working with the Del Moro's people. And I've heard great things. So
It's good. We have a vegan concept there, Mediterranean vegan, and smash burgers through the burger concept. So there's a lot going on in there. Indian, Chotu Indian.
Oh, wow, you got it all covered.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there.
That's good.
It's
And
good
again,
things.
it represents the diversity you find in the Hollywood South Broward area. There's so many different, people and communities, and it's great that you're tapping into that. And hopefully people will find their way there during the winter season, right off Young Circle. So you couldn't be in a more
There's thousands of
central
apartments
spot.
going up
Yeah.
there too. The
Lots.
cranes are there.
The cranes are there. The people will follow.
Yes.
And again, right on that major US 1 Hollywood Boulevard cross-section corridor. So that's good. All right, what do we got in front of us?
So we got a little bit of I
Everything.
call the greatest hits.
Okay.
So we have our slow braised short rib sliders. It's a
Nice.
happy hour dish,
Okay.
and then we have a full braised rib that we do for dinner. But I thought the bites would be great for you guys.
That's better for me.
You have our grilled roasted carrots.
Yep.
And they are sitting atop honey whipped ricotta cheese.
Okay, very nice.
Delicious with a little garlic crunch on it.
Okay.
So that's tasty. Charred octopus, always a favorite.
Yes.
With a little vinaigrette on top of tomatoes, peppers, onions, and then underneath that is a little chickpea puree.
Okay.
And then you have our artichoke heart. So the artichoke heart is seared with a little lemon butter on it. And then the burrata, which is just killer.
Okay. Burrata over a little fresh
burrata with a
greens
little prosciutto, a little aged balsamic, and
some grilled bread.
and then in there are roasted strawberries.
Oh, okay. A
roasted
little
strawberries.
sweetness to
Yes.
go along
That's
with the
pretty cool.
savory.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Well,
So-
in a shocking upset, the first bite of the house
Carrots,
on the
look at
river.
Mayo. None of you had this
Well,
bite.
you know why? Because
Carrots.
if Val's not around,
Yeah,
I
she
gotta get
can't
my
eat it, so
carrots
you
when I
can.
can.
Well, when you get home, you're going to say vegetables.
Yes.
Exactly.
And this is
Vegetables.
an unusual occurrence. And that it's whipped ricotta.
Honey ricotta.
Honey
Honey
ricotta.
Yeah, we whipped honey into the ricotta
That
cheese.
sounds
It's-
amazing.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
So again,
Yes.
getting my vegetables for the day.
There you go.
Lubie, do you want a grilled short rib?
I will,
He has
I will
to have a
slider. I
slider.
would definitely grab a slider.
He's got to have
Okay.
a slider.
Would you mind
Yes.
my gritty
No,
little
I-
paws on it?
no,
right on there,
I'll
fam.
put it there.
There you go. You got it.
And
This looks fantastic.
I'll take
Yeah.
another one. I won't be
Yes.
doing any big bites today because it's double duty. I'm still full from the lunch, but I'm going to take a little bit. It looks
Yeah.
very nicely.
It's nice put together.
Yeah,
Yes.
braised,
little
pickled
onion
onions.
on there. Yep. And it's on those sweet buns. Which,
Oh, is
which
that the
are
Martin's
just-
Hawaiian
they're
sweet
so
rolls?
good, those things.
I happen to have a pack of those at my house now because I went to an event. My friend Burger Beast, Seth Gonzalez, and he passed out these packages of the Martin's Hawaiian sweet rolls.
You know what I put on them? I make meatballs at home sometimes, and you put the meatball on there with a little
Sauce
ricotta
and
cheese.
ricotta. It's so good.
Oh my god!
I'm with you, Steve.
I'm
I
okay
know.
with the
It's a
short rib.
flashback to childhood with the Wonder Bread. I used to dip in the
Yep,
sauce
yep.
and run away from my grandmother.
I was
Because
even
I-
putting some of the cream cheese with smoked salmon on it the other day, and
It's not
those
good.
rolls, they're good. They're soft. That's a really nice bite. Those
Yeah,
short ribs are
tasty
beautiful.
stuff.
I love a good pickled onion.
Yeah.
So you got that going on.
Yep.
And then who's your culinary team here? And you also have, let's not forget, the hotel on the beach, the Atlantic.
Yeah, we have Wild Time at the Atlantic.
Right.
Yep. So
And that's still going strong.
that's still going strong, and we're
So do you have one executive chef that comes up with
no,
things,
each
or
of
you
them,
kind of-
each of them. You know, I let the chefs in each location kind of do their thing and put their touch on the menu.
Nice.
And you know, we talk about things that are hot right now, and just things that are fun.
How often are they adding, subtracting dishes?
Quite
Is it
often.
Seasonal.
We don't do whole menu changes. We just gradually put in and
Yeah,
out dishes based
insert
on
2 or
season.
3.
regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you do a big menu change, you got to
No,
get the whole staff going, and it's just nice to make subtle changes
Yeah, yeah.
along the way.
Yeah. A couple of dishes
Um,
here and there. Well,
yeah.
that's it.
So,
Hey, we're going to take our second break, if that's
awesome.
okay.
Yes.
Because time flies when you're
Time
having
is
fun
having
and
fun.
drinking and
Yeah.
enjoying this view. And So yeah, let's take break number 2, and then we'll come back and talk even more about what's going on at the House on the River and Steve Dapuzzo's world after these words on the.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that All right, we're back at the House on the River in downtown Fort Lauderdale on the New River, and it is the I guess the fading sunlight,
The witching hours
at a dusk, but I still think it looks pretty good. It still looks like a green screen, but it's reality, and what a wonderful reality it is with Steve Dapuzzo. So let's talk about some of the other things. There's more. You've got the Sistrunk Marketplace, ever evolving. Now I can go there and
throw axes.
If I have literally an axe to grind,
Oh, really? You
I
have
can
an axe
also
throwing in and out?
Yeah, tell them
Oh, my
about
God.
that.
My
Steve.
wife-
The guys from
That's
Chops and Hops have moved their location into Sistrunk.
Okay.
Their lease was up, and they've moved in and built out a great little craft
Area in the
bar.
back. Yeah.
They brought their recipes from Mama Hank's, which their craft cocktails are really second to none. They do a great job. And then they have the axe throwing lanes. And
So-
it's just a great little addition to the place.
Yeah, if you have an axe to grind, you can get an axe. You
Get
can
out
get an
there.
axe to throw, and just I understand it's a really wonderful way to kind of work out.
Oh, no, I've done it. It's a lot of
frustrations,
fun.
Aggression.
I've done it a few times.
When
It's a
you
great time.
throw the axe, who are you envisioning as it's going?
I didn't do that. Maybe I don't have that much hatred in my soul, but my wife was very angry when she did it, so I don't even want to know
Who
who
it
she was
was?
throwing it at.
As long as she was aiming it at the
It
target.
wasn't at my head,
and
so
then
I'm
turn
okay.
around.
I wasn't there, but I felt it.
That's good. And that's a part of it, but you also have all.
Yeah,
other
we still have
vendors?
the distillery in there.
Yeah.
Shady Distillery. We make our own vodka, rum.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He said shady. By the way.
Shady.
Like South Florida shadiness.
Yeah.
And-
So, and we're about to come out with a bourbon. So that's
good.
pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I
then
like a good bourbon.
we
I
have
like
a
it.
new vegan taco concept opening.
Okay.
So she was in yellow and green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and
Look, there's a big vegan community out there,
Oh,
and they're always looking
especially
for
for Lauderdale
different
area.
things. And look, you could do so many things. You could do like a mushroom using actual natural mushrooms for a taco.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could
the
use
impossible
some of
meat has
the
come so far
impossible
away,
meats
and
and
It's all
the-
about the chef.
different veggie. Exactly.
Chefs
Yeah.
know how to make it taste.
What I've
delicious.
found is people love tacos, and like the same way you say you could put the thing on shoe leather and
No,
it'll
you
taste
said you
good.
put a
Same
shoe on the
thing-
Martin.
Martin roll. Yeah, the Martin roll. Same thing. Some people just they can
Put
put
anything on a taco,
anything
yeah.
in a taco, and they'll love it. And again, especially if it's with a talented chef, so that's
Yeah.
good. And
We have Jamaican food in there now, which is new.
Nice. Oh, so you
Mixed
really
up.
jerk
do cover all
chicken,
the
some
bases.
good
They
jerk
do
chicken,
jerk
and-
chicken and oxtail.
Oh, good.
We have a
Oh, wow.
smash burger concept. We have macamochi, which makes these incredible macarons.
Oh,
Macaroons.
macarons.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fancy.
Yeah.
What are the hours at Sistrunk now? It's,
Sistrunk is
is it Wednesday?
weekdays for Wednesday, Thursday from 4 to 10. Friday we do lunch, so
Okay.
11:30 to 11 at night. Saturday the same thing, and Sunday 11:30 to 9.
And there's been so much development going on there now,
It's,
like on the
it's
other
an
side
area in
of the tracks.
transition,
Yeah.
and we're happy to be part of it. And it's changing the whole dynamic. You have Fat Village going up across the street,
Yep.
over 1 million square feet of mixed-use space.
Yeah, we have
And-
some friends that are in the area with Reno and
Yeah,
Heritage
yeah,
and
I was
I was there
Twan
the other
with
night.
Miso Jack. Oh
They
yeah,
They were both there.
oh yeah.
If it's a
they're
Sunday, they're
buds.
supposedly all
They're
I
over.
had a
best
great
buds.
meal at Heritage. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed
He
it.
does a great
I really
job.
enjoyed it.
Something.
Yeah.
So what do people find on the dinner menu here? It's everything.
So
from
dinner
soups,
menu
nuts?
is it's tasty. Chef Aiden makes everything from scratch, so a scratch kitchen, which is great. And it goes from your burgers right up to ribeyes.
okay,
So
and fresh fish and all
fresh
kinds of
fish,
stuff,
and
yeah.
he brings in whole fish, and he's very
He breaks it
particular.
down?
Okay.
He
Yeah,
breaks
whole
it
fish.
down,
Wow,
which
that's
is
a serious
not
chef.
common.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm tearing into this burrata
Yeah,
now.
he's
This
adamant.
looks lovely.
Yeah, he's adamant about what he brings in and where he's sourcing it. So it's great in that aspect. That menu evolves as well, and we get some other killer dishes: mussels and salmon tartare, and just all good stuff.
That
The whole
sounds
fish
good.
is just great when he's gets in a grouper. We just had a black grouper brought in, and
I love black
it's
grouper.
massive.
Yeah.
And he just sits there watching him fillet the fish is
That's
like
insane.
a little mesmerizing.
Yeah, no,
You know,
it's a
you
show.
just sit there.
Actually, at the grand tasting, the sushi chef that we visited yesterday, S3, Chef Ped,
Right.
is going to be breaking down a whole 300-pound Spanish tuna
Wow.
at the grand tasting. So
That's impressive.
that will be something to sight to behold
That's
at the
impressive.
upcoming festival. But yeah, anytime you got talented chefs, they want to do things proper, and
Yes.
that means getting a whole fish, breaking it down,
It does make a
serving it.
difference.
Oh,
It makes a difference.
absolutely, absolutely.
It makes a
I mean,
difference.
you're a guy who likes food, and I am too. and
telling
we-
by the physique, I know how to eat.
we can tell the difference. And I'm going in for the bite of the beautiful
burrata's-
burrata
Yep.
with it's
Fantastic.
just kind of a macerated strawberry,
Yeah.
or and with a little bit of the prosciutto. It's going to be
Balsamic and a little pesto, basil pesto.
wow.
Really
There's
nice
a lot
combo.
of things going
love the
on, but they
flavors.
work together.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful burrata. Cheese is nice. It
It's
just-
nice.
mm.
The whole thing is beautiful.
How do you make burrata? Do you like spin it like a mozzarella? I mean, it's just kind of
It's you're making the mozzarella ball, and you're putting in a little cream in the middle, and it
A creamy
creates more of an
cheese.
outer shell, and
Mhm.
the inner is a little softer, and it's great to spread on bread.
Sure.
The middle is just creamier in
Yeah.
nature.
Yep, and
So
it's
it's
a
good.
job well done. I'm going in. It's
Yeah.
it's almost dinner time. I mean, we had a big lunch,
You don't explain it.
but yeah,
He's justifying it a
Steve
little bit.
brought it out. I mean,
The
sun's
I'm
going
not
down.
saying no
It's
to
sun's
any of
going
this.
down.
Time for another
It all
meal.
looks amazing.
But look at the background. The way that the
Yeah, it, like,
dying
glows.
sunlight is hitting off
I
the
just
walls.
I'm just monitoring it, and it looks like a friggin' movie. So if you want to live out your dreams, you should definitely come out here.
Can we do a show
to the
here every
house.
day?
I do want to ask Steve some questions, but I know we do need to take one more break. So if
Yeah,
you want
you
to do
want to?
that.
Let's take the last break. It's the final break.
Yes.
And before we take the final break, I just want to put out a quick word about our friends at Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market. Now that Thanksgiving is over, they're breathing a sigh of relief because they're sick of looking at turkeys. However, They are not sick of looking and at customers and serving them, especially during the holiday season. If you're going to be entertaining at home, go into Delaware. It's at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. It's been there over 60 years. They have the freshest seafood, stone crabs, fresh every day, all sizes, along with a great steak program. They have these house-made sausages from the traditional Italian to the turkey and chicken sausage. They also have all of the greatest of poultry, the chicken, even ducks. We got a couple of ducks before Thanksgiving for the Friendsgiving, and those were fresh and delicious. Go in, see our guys, Jose and Gene. They'll take great care of you. DelawareChicken.com is the website for the weekly specials. And again, they're open 7 days a week. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
And after this, we wrap up this edition with the one and only Steve Dapuzzo at the House on the River here in downtown Fort Lauderdale on the New River. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. More after this.
Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen. Delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to Eat. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It is officially dusk, but we can still see this beautiful backdrop at the House on the River in downtown Fort Lauderdale. We're with Steve Dapuzzo, the proprietor here. And Lubie, you said you had some questions for Mr.
Well, it's not
Dapuzzo?
questions plural. I mean, I know he's a busy guy, so maybe he wants to get home and sit down for 5
I
seconds.
have questions, but go ahead.
He just named like 40 places he's involved in, maybe 100. I lost track of so many, and they're all very high level, high quality, and they are doing a good job. And he was very specific about every single place, so that means he's highly involved in them. And I'm just curious, how the heck do you do all of it and still smile here on a Wednesday at 5:30.
Espresso martini.
First the espresso, then the martini,
and then both.
then the espresso martini.
Martini,
Together.
yes. That's kind of how the day
Repeat.
goes. That's how the day goes.
Um,
You know, when you know, I don't know the exact adage, but it's, when you do
something you love, you
when
never work a day in
you
your
never
life.
work a day in your life. And that's really what it is. I
know
love the
that feeling.
creating. Yep. I love the creating. I love watching people enjoy. And, the properties that we chose to do are all special. So it makes it really easy.
And you do get around all the. It feels like you do get around and
Yeah.
touch tape,
multiple
like,
in a
get
day. Yeah. Multiple.
Yeah,
in a
well,
day.
let's face it. I mean, to get from here to Sistrunk, not that
kinda
far.
close.
To go
Yeah.
over to the beach,
Hollywood's not-
depending on the
Because
traffic
there's
can
traffic,
be.
and you get bogged down with things. And,
Yes. Yeah.
But when the
that's why you have good teams.
when
I
the
get
flow
it,
is right,
yes.
if you start here or go Hollywood and then come up and make the rounds,
You
and,
got to time it. You
Yeah.
know what that's like.
You
It
get
could
a
be a
routine.
15-minute trip or an hour
Yeah,
trip.
right.
You make sure it's 15.
Well, I'm glad. And again, the fact that you have carved out like some of these unique settings, I think that really sets you guys apart.
I believe so. A lot of places, and I believe it's easier when you cookie cut something. And there's great concepts that they open multiple locations, but I find myself gravitated to things that are just unique.
Challenges.
Yeah.
Because
I like
you're
paint.
a
I like
masochist.
paint. Yes.
You're
Yes.
from Brooklyn.
I just enjoy paint from Brooklyn. Yeah.
I just remind the audience again your background. How did you first get into the restaurant game? You said you
It
grew
was
up
kind
in
of
New
by
York.
accident. I
Yeah.
came down here. I was doing a little investment banking and more financial products, mortgages, things like that.
Did you go to school?
And
Did you get
I went to University of Hartford in Connecticut.
Hartford?
Nice.
Okay,
Yep. You say really fast, it sounds like Harvard.
right, close enough.
And I got a degree in economics and finance and
Wow.
did that arena, and I did very well, but it was soulless.
Oh,
It
okay.
was soulless.
Hmm.
So I had made some money, and I opened my first restaurant, which was on
That's
the north side
insane
of
because
Shooters.
most people that get into the business, they say the easiest way to make $1 million in the restaurant business is start with $4 million. And I mean, to end up with $1 million, you
Yeah.
just
Yes.
turn your 4 into 1.
Listen, I get my head handed to me here and there. It's
Yeah.
part of the game. But if you enjoy it and you create stuff that you're in touch with the market is, and you have special properties like this,
Yep.
it makes life a little
It's
bit
really
easier.
about people, though. Like being
There's
able to
great
connect
people.
with
And we're
the
in a great
guests
community.
and
We
being
really
able
are.
to get a staff
Yeah.
and a team assembled that shares your values. And
It's tough. It's tough, but if you put the right people around you, it makes it easier. And if you have the passion and you want to do it, you put your head down and you do it. That's what it's about.
Sounds like a plan to me.
It does sound like a plan.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, Steve.
Thanks for having us. This has been a fantastic experience.
Oh, it's
I
my
am
pleasure.
Very
And
happy that we were
I
able
presume
to.
I'll be here soon for a high tea with my wife and Val and Mike.
Yeah,
Mayo.
that's right. I would love to join you and the lovely Shirley, and we will eat our cucumber sandwiches
and our scones, babe,
and our
with the right
clotted cream.
cream.
I'll bring my little corgis and I'll pretend to be the late queen.
What do you want? I don't know. Steve does it. Don't blame me. He's the one that brought it to South Florida.
It's a great concept. I used to love going to high tea in London because it beat hanging out in pubs drinking
Yeah.
pints of Guinness.
Filled
And you
there.
still get to drink.
And
Yeah.
you still get
Still
to
get to
drink.
drink.
It's fancy, and you get the teacup with the pinky up.
Be classy for once. There you go.
What kind of tea guy are you, Lubie? The Earl Grey
Standard. I don't know. Whatever.
Orange
my wife
Pico.
literally prayers for me is what I'm drinking.
or
right
Earl?
now.
I like the.
But I'm not against tea. I do like tea, and I'm joking, but I do like that the tea idea, calming down, coming together, having a nice meal, having some smaller bites, mixing with maybe some bigger bites,
It's
depending
different.
on pastry.
It's a different kind of
It's
of
different.
service.
It's a really cool experience.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
different.
And if it's here, I'm sure it's amazing.
Can't wait to
Yes.
get in and do that,
Would
and
love to have you.
can't wait to see you again. I guess next month maybe we'll go pay a visit to the Block 40
Yeah, we're gonna have
food
to
hall.
check out Block 40. You're gonna
Oh,
like.
yeah.
it.
And
You're gonna
the
like
Hollywood
it.
one?
Yeah,
Nice.
sounds like a
Sounds
I
plan.
love it.
Okay,
And then the one after, we can throw things at
Axes.
walls.
Yeah.
Throw
Actually,
axes at
that
walls.
could be an interesting show. We will keep the axes out of certain people's hands. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you so much,
Steve,
Steve.
thank
This
you
was
so
a
much.
Thank
pleasure.
you. My pleasure.
The place still looks great.
It looks fantastic.
And again, it looks even better in person.
Yep, come
So
out here.
come on out here. It's on the New River, just south of Marshy Street. Just basically find the Museum of Discovery and Science and just head towards the river.
Yep.
Turn left, and you will see the big house on the river. All right. Until next time. Tomorrow we're going to be at Casa Calabria
Yes.
with our friend Frank Talrico. Going to be eating some good Calabrian food.
Well, good food.
Gnocchi
Yes.
and pasta, and of course, revisiting with Chef
Sal.
Salvador after we had a little hiatus during the summer there, so it'll be good to get back in to Casa Calabria during the season. I understand that now that Piazza Italia is no longer with us on Las Olas,
He's
that
brought nightlife.
Frankie has brought that kind of nightclub vibe to Casa Calabria late night with the whole kind of dance music scene. So that'll be fun to check out tomorrow. All right. Till then, thanks
Thank
to
you.
Steve Dapuzzo.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody out there for tuning in. And remember to enjoy every nice happy hour cocktail, every little slider bite, every piece of burrata, and enjoy every sandwich.